After a long day at the office, where the hum of fluorescent lights and the rustle of legal documents had been her constant companions, Sarah felt a deep yearning for the tranquil embrace of her apartment. The city's vibrant pulse wrapped around her as she glided through the lobby, each step a gentle whisper against the marble, a subtle tribute to the life she had woven in the aftermath of her husband's tragic departure. The day of his departure slipped by, a moment she marked not with fanfare, but with a serene contemplation that left her feeling both introspective and strangely untethered. The door softly closed behind her, wrapping her in the warmth of home, where the gentle scent of lavender danced with the faint trace of rain, a cherished secret held close by the walls that surrounded her. The space embraced her, its elegant lines and gentle colors creating a haven she had carefully designed to reflect her accomplishments and her subtle admiration for understated elegance. This was the sanctuary she shared with Lucas, her stepson, who had flourished into a young man under her watchful eye. In the hush that enveloped them, they discovered a means to bridge the chasm his father had created. A spirit once alive, now intricately entwined with the quiet and the artistry that murmured tales of days gone by. With a gentle grace, Sarah slipped off her shoes, allowing her stocking feet to sink into the welcoming softness of the rug below her. She imagined Lucas, perhaps wandering through the enchanting realms of a book or caught up in the lively exchanges of a study group, earnestly chasing after his degree. The gentle glow of the television lured her into the living room, unveiling a scene that seemed to drift from the realm of dreams on the screen. A moment lingered, a glimpse from her past, a video crafted for her late husband, a whisper of their closeness and a silent vow of the love they once cherished. The figure on the screen reflected her essence, yet it revealed a side she kept hidden, a woman unburdened by sorrow, alive with the excitement of unvoiced truths and quiet desires. Lucas sat on the edge of the couch, his body tense and ready as he turned to meet her gaze. The remote control lay abandoned on the coffee table, its power to silence the unwelcome echoes of her past seeming almost insignificant amidst the tempest of emotions swirling around them. The air around them buzzed with a silent tension and an alluring magnetism that neither was willing to voice. As the scene unfolded before her, Sarah felt her heart, usually steady and serene, begin to race, caught in the tension of the moment. Once upon a time, there was a character named Lucas, she began, her voice steady, even as a tempest of emotions raged within her. What might this be? He paused, his breath caught in his chest, his eyes locked onto hers, searching for a flicker of comprehension, a whisper of absolution. Forgive me, Sarah. As I rummaged through the dusty archives on the screen, a hauntingly familiar image leapt out at me. I never saw it coming. I hardly cast a fleeting look. I assure you, I just do. As I laid eyes on you, a wave of doubt surged through me. Sarah's mind became a whirlwind of anguish and hesitation, the atmosphere around them charged with a silent, electric tension. The videos cradled her secret, a trove of tender moments crafted exclusively for her husband's eyes. A man whose essence danced like a fleeting shadow in the life she now traversed. With a serenity forged through endless trials, Sarah took a deep breath, her gaze fixed unwaveringly on. Between them, a silent tension lingered, palpable and thick as the air around Lucas. Lucas. This was intended to be a tale just for us. It was crafted exclusively for your father's eyes. It is essential for you to understand that this, indeed, was a secret intended to stay concealed. Lucas nodded, his a subtle fusion of yearning and discomfort. I understand, Sarah. It was a decision I now regret. Some things are better left untouched, lingering in the shadows of the past. It will not happen again. With a subtle nod, Sarah let her mind drift from the surprising twist of fate that had just unfolded. Maybe a brief separation would grant us the clarity to grasp the true essence of this situation. I shall find myself in my space for a while. Let us delve deeper into this soon. With a determined spirit, Sarah turned decisively and moved gracefully down the hallway, each step echoing her unwavering determination. She closed the door to her bedroom, leaning against it as the burden of the moment wrapped around her, a treasure too delicate to reveal. In the stillness of her room, Sarah sensed the embrace of solitude, a silence that whispered of hidden tales waiting to be revealed. The walls, cloaked in a soft grey, embraced her like a whispered secret, guarding her from a realm beyond, where silent yearnings hovered tantalizingly close yet remained elusive. As she drew near the window, the city sprawled beneath her, twinkling like a constellation, each flicker a soft murmur of the vibrant life that pulsed beyond her own concealed struggles. Her heart, once alive with the excitement of the unexpected, slowly discovered a more consistent rhythm. The astonishment of finding Lucas entwined in her deepest reflections started to fade, making room to a soft reminiscence that wrapped around her like a beloved hug. It was a gentle sorrow, woven with the melancholy of a bond unraveled by the caprices of fate. With trembling fingers, Sarah reached for her phone, the sleek device a haunting echo of a past she had desperately tried to leave behind. She slipped into a concealed folder, where the cherished videos for her late husband lay, echoes of a love once fierce, a light flickering defiantly against the shadows of his fading days. As she revealed the folder, the videos greeted her like old friends, each thumbnail a snapshot of yearning and closeness. With a quiver of doubt, she forged ahead on It was the initial file, the one that Lucas had stumbled upon without realizing its significance. The screen flickered to life, revealing her presence, a momentary vision of something just out of reach, her former self, filled with unspoken longings and concealed realities. Her graceful movements were a graceful movement, whispering of unvoiced longings, as she explored the depths of her own enchantment. The video danced with light and shadow, unveiling the gentle curve of her spine, the delicate cadence of her breath, and the way her hair cascaded like silk over her shoulders. It was a dance of longing and yielding, a subtle recognition of a love that flourished in the depths of closeness. Sarah watched, her eyes tracing the lines of her on-screen self, a mixture of warmth and a deep, persistent ache nestled in her heart. The soft sigh of her breath hung in the atmosphere, a ghostly echo of a time when all was well, intertwined with the soul who grasped her essence in ways that eluded others. One by one, she immersed herself in the videos, each a gentle murmur of desire and intimacy. In some, she chuckled, her eyes sparkling with a mischievous secret as she played with the camera, fully aware of her husband's concealed gaze upon her. In their presence, she donned a facade of unwavering concentration, her brow furrowed, lips slightly parted, a silent plea for the man she adored with a fervor that defied all logic. As she journeyed through those treasured memories, Sarah felt a gentle tapestry of emotions stirring within her. A palpable sense of shame hung in the air, a burdensome reminder that their intimate moments had not gone unnoticed by an outsider. Lucas, the boy she once nurtured, now stood as a man, weaving a complex tapestry of emotions between them. Yet, woven into the fabric of her shame was a faint murmur of something deeper, an intangible sensation she grappled to define. There existed a profound connection with the woman on the screen, a figure who, with unwavering courage, she welcomed her deepest longings, confiding them solely to the one she held dearest. The videos wove a tapestry that went beyond simple physical connection. They twirled through the ages, every heartbeat a soft echo of loyalty from a woman tethered to her beloved. Even as the stark reality of his plight loomed over them, etched a line between them, they twirled on the brink of the forbiddance, a subtle defiance against the encroaching shadows that sought to engulf them. As the final video dimmed, Sarah found herself enveloped in a gentle shroud of reminiscence. The lady upon the screen unveiled her spirit, free and devoted, bursting with life. She had concealed a fragment of her essence deep inside, protected by the burdens of obligation and the unyielding rhythm of her existence. With a breath that carried untold mysteries, Sarah set her phone aside, her gaze wandering back to the city below her. The lights danced gently, sharing hushed tales of dreams that would forever remain unfulfilled. She recognized that the journey ahead was fraught with challenges, that the bond with Lucas had been irrevocably altered by the secrets of the night. As she lingered, the echoes of the past wrapped around her, offering a bittersweet comfort. Sarah recognized her inner fortitude, the type that could bear the burden of this fresh reality, the type that would lead her through the dim corridors of doubt and transformation. The night unfurled like a hidden thread, winding through her heart, rendering her vulnerable yet undeniably resilient. As she prepared for the conversation that loomed ahead, Sarah drew comfort from the lingering warmth of her late husband's affection, a gentle reminder of the unyielding bond they had created together. No matter the outcome, she would cling to her truth and the very essence of their bond. As the evening approached, the apartment shimmered softly in the fading light, the city skyline outside Sarah's windows adorned with shades of orange, pink, and purple, concealing the unvoiced tension that hung in the atmosphere. The day drifted by, cloaked in a fog of duties, but as Sarah approached the pivotal moment to confront the unvoiced tension with Lucas, every tick of the clock seemed to elongate. Laden with expectation, she glided through the night, accompanied by ephemeral visions from her hidden trove, echoes of yesteryears that lingered in her mind. Stubbornly refusing to be cast aside, deciding to approach Lucas was no easy feat. It felt crucial. A careful step to address the silent tension that their budding connection had intricately spun around them. As she entered the living room, she discovered Lucas already present, perched on the edge of the couch. His attention hung in the air, his gaze showing well of his father fixed upon hers, a tapestry woven with threads of remorse and daring intrigue. The air was thick with unvoiced anticipation, each breath heavy with the allure of what lay ahead. Once upon a time, there was a character named Lucas. Sarah began, her voice a serene mask, hiding the tempest that swelled within. We need to talk about what happened last night. We must face the truth that lies between us. He nodded, his gaze drifting down to his hands, tightly clenched and resting in his lap. Ah, Sarah, a name that carries weight in my heart. The events that unfolded bring a sense of sorrow, a tale I wish had taken a different turn. About traversing that fragile threshold, regret lingers in the air. A whisper of choices made. Sarah nestled into her chair, her back straight, radiating an aura of assurance, as if she were a masterful orator ready to weave her tale. It goes beyond just a simple breach of trust, Lucas. Those videos contain the hidden closeness, designed for a spirit that has departed. They represent a concealed chapter of my life, one I never intended to reveal to another being. Lucas's gaze locked with hers, a brief flash of the boy he once was, filled with tenderness and a deep longing for her acceptance. I understand your perspective, Sarah, and I assure you my intention wasn't to stay longer than necessary. But however, I could not escape the allure that enveloped me in its embrace. You were a fleeting shadow in my heart, a whisper of what could never be. Marvelous. A part of me longs to uncover that elusive aspect of you, the one my father held dear. As Sarah's breath caught, a quiet gasp slipping from her lips, the unexpected revelation swept over her like a sudden storm, unleashing a flood of emotions she had never anticipated confronting. A flicker of shock coursed through her at his revelation, yet beneath that surface, a hidden part stirred. Captivated by the sincerity of his words and the intoxicating thrill of being desired by someone woven into the fabric of her past, the air was thick with silence, a palpable tension that murmured secrets meant solely for their ears. Sarah recognized that the most prudent course of action was to bring the dialogue to a close, to reaffirm the boundaries that had been so clearly transgressed. As she looked at Lucas, she saw not just the young man who had revealed her hidden truth, but a bond to the one she had loved and lost. A man who secretly held her heart like no other. With a soft breath, Sarah ventured onto a delicate path, balancing between propriety and the captivating pull of a connection that defied easy comprehension. Lucas, what are you suggesting? It's a fragile situation, navigating realms that should stay uncharted. Yet, I feel the pull, the deep desire to forge a bond with someone who possesses, carved their essence into our innermost beings. Lucas watched her glimmer of desire intertwined with doubt in his eyes. Once upon a time, in a world filled with wonder, there existed a tale waiting to be told. Each word danced with the rhythm of imagination, weaving a narrative that captivated hearts and minds alike. The journey began, unfolding like the petals of a blooming flower, inviting all to listen closely to the whispers of adventure and intrigue. And so, the story unfolds, rich with characters and dreams, beckoning you to join in the magic of its creation. I wish to maintain our bond effortlessly. Sarah, I simply do. A shroud exists between us, an enigma cloaked in quietude regarding the man he became in your company. Perhaps, indeed, perhaps sharing those videos could bring me closer to him, offering a glimpse into the warmth you once embraced. As Sarah's mind danced with possibilities, her heart raced at the bold proposal that lay before her. It was a bold decision, one that had the potential to disrupt the fragile harmony of their connection, and still, an undeniable essence lingered in the air. A complex reasoning stirred within her, a whisper of longing to preserve her late husband's memory by weaving it together with the passion she felt for Lucas. With a curious spark, she found herself whispering the words strange yet enticing, as if they held a secret all their own. Tomorrow evening, we shall unveil the videos. Yet, this moment transcends mere indulgence in concealed yearnings, or the unveiling of my past. It's a gentle weaving of reverence for the one we held dear, as we tread the journey forward, eternally shaped by the memories we created together. A glimmer of hope sparkled in Lucas's eyes, and he gave a cautious nod. I promise you, Sarah, the weight of your words carries immense meaning for me. Maybe even beyond what you realize. Sarah paused, her decision growing more profound with each passing heartbeat. We shall weave a briefer encounter through a solitary video, allowing our reflections to dance together. This is a temporary pact, and we need to establish some limits. Above all, this shall forever be our cherished secret. This shall forever be a tale whispered only between us. With a firm nod, Lucas acknowledged the gravity of the moment, his expression revealing the depth of his thoughts. Your secrets will remain hidden with me, Sarah. Your secret shall remain tucked away in the shadows, forever protected by my unwavering promise. As the conditions unfolded, an unusual calmness wrapped around. Once upon a time, there was a character named Sarah. She had embraced her journey, and now the burden of that choice would accompany her, regardless of where it led. With Lucas by her side, she steeled herself to face her past, knowing that the coming evening would bring both challenges and discoveries. The morning sun enveloped the city in a gentle embrace, its warmth softly murmuring through the high-rise as Sarah discovered her refuge. Last night's moments lingered in her mind, weaving a rich tapestry of fleeting glances and unspoken feelings that she couldn't escape, yet wrestled to comprehend. As she prepared for the day ahead, her thoughts danced around the decision she had made, a decision that would eternally alter the silent connection shared between her and Lucas. As the hours slipped away, Sarah felt her thoughts meandering between the pressures of her legal duties and the clandestine plan she was weaving for the future. The idea of unveiling her most personal videos to Lucas sparked a thrilling excitement within her. A gentle waltz of thrill mingled with the heaviness of their collective grief. She sensed the gravity of the lines approaching. An exhilarating rush surged within her at the audacity of their whispered pact. As the day yielded to the soft caress of twilight, Sarah entered her room, preparing for their secret rendezvous. She selected a black dress from her wardrobe, a fabric that clung to her form with an intimate embrace, featuring a neckline that hinted at the allure concealed beneath her polished exterior. Her makeup was a meticulous craft, each stroke softly revealing her determination to guide the narrative that was subtly unfolding. The scent of dinner lingered in the air as Sarah glided through the kitchen, the soft clink of glass and the gentle sizzle of meat weaving together a delicate symphony of her craft. The table was set with an artful hand, whispering of her desire to nurture an atmosphere of tender intimacy. Lucas lingered in the doorway, his gaze intensifying as he took in the scene unfolding before him. "You've truly outdone yourself, Sarah," he remarked, his gaze lingering on the exquisite table settings and the soft glow of the flickering candles that filled the room with an intimate warmth. "Only the finest for their special situation," Sarah replied, her tone playful and light, concealing the unspoken tension that lingered in the air between them. As she extended the glass of deep, ruby wine to Lucas, her fingers brushed against his, a silent challenge weaving itself into the atmosphere around them. As they gathered around the table, their words flowed gently, creating an unexpected closeness that intertwined their spirits. They spoke softly of splendor, of harmonies, of the myriad ways the city had intricately intertwined their destinies, united, yet beneath the gentle flow of their conversation, a shadow lingered, softly murmuring of a longing that remained unvoiced. "I must confess," Lucas whispered, his eyes locked onto Sarah's, a palpable tension weaving through the air as he took a slow sip from his wine glass. "For the past 2 days, those videos have woven themselves into the fabric of my thoughts. It seems I have stumbled upon a fleeting vision of a world not intended for my gaze. A world that dances in my mind, forever etched in memory." Sarah smiled, a gentle curve of her lips that suggested hidden tales waiting to be unveiled. "Curiosity can lead to perilous paths, Lucas. It may guide you to uncharted territories, where desire intertwines with the unspoken. Could that be a gentle suggestion?" he asked, a playful grin dancing at the corners of his mouth. "Consider it a soft push," Sarah responded, her gaze fixed on his with a depth that conveyed so much more than words ever could. "We stand at the threshold of a decision that will alter the course of our lives forever. Do you genuinely grasp the journey that awaits you?" Lucas locked eyes with her, a silent power emanating from his stare. "In this moment, certainty wraps around me like soft, secretive whisper, inviting me into its embrace." Their conversation flowed softly, each word laced with unvoiced longings and concealed significance. As the final bites were savored, and the last drop of wine lingered in the glass, Sarah felt a stirring within her, a tantalizing blend of thrill and unease that threatened to unravel the delicate mask she wore. As dinner concluded, they made their way to the living room, where the soft whispers of the city outside created a soothing backdrop, a serene setting, contrasting with the whirlwind of emotions dancing within their private sanctuary. The screen illuminated gently as Sarah ventured into the video folder, her heart racing with the thrill of discovery that awaited her. "Forward, remember, Lucas," she whispered, her voice a gentle embrace as she handed him the remote. "This is a heartfelt homage to what has passed, not a way to exploit it." Lucas nodded, his fingers gripping the remote, a silent choice resonating in the space. In the distance, I catch a glimpse of Sarah. It shall forever remain etched in my memory. As the initial frames flickered to life, a thrill of forbidden excitement danced along Sarah's spine. The woman on the screen radiated a fervor that ignited the air around her. With a radiant spirit, unyielding in the face of darkness and sorrow, the living room was enveloped in a gentle, golden glow, with the furniture arranged to encourage intimacy, a hidden refuge amidst the vibrant cityscape, framed by the vast windows that invite the world in. The canvas glowed softly, illuminating the space as the sultry notes of a jazz melody enveloped them like a whispered secret. As the video flickered to life, Sarah, the creator of this moment, felt a rush of excitement surge within her. On the screen, Sarah emerged as a youthful, more carefree incarnation of herself, her form clad in a flowing white dress that accentuated her graceful curves. She exuded a captivating aura of purity. Her movements danced like soft murmurs, each step a quiet reflection of the love and yearning that remained from a past now cloaked in mystery. The dance murmured tales, a tender homage to her, the enchantment and the silent connection that linked her to the man who was seizing her very spirit. As the melody swelled, Sarah's character began a slow, deliberate revelation, each layer of clothing falling away, removed with a playful charm that wove together the threads of purity and longing. The white dress slipped away, cascading to the floor, unveiling a figure adorned in soft lace that danced with elegance, highlighted the grace of her silhouette and the delicate contours that called out in the soft glow. Lucas lingered, captivated by the enticing mystery that beckoned him closer. His gaze lingered on Sarah, her movements weaving a spell that beckoned him closer, each step a quiet promise of enchantment. In the realm of uncharted desires, the video unveiled her essence, air cascading like a gentle whisper, the delicate silhouette of her form, and the soft parting of her lips as she yielded to the rhythm. Sarah, nestled beside Lucas on the couch, couldn't help but steal quick glances at him, her heart pounding with an unvoiced tension. Hung in the air. Her attorney's instinct for understanding the depths of human experience turned inward, pondering how her history had molded the young man, both familiar and unknown. Standing before her, she observed how the video awakened something deep inside him. The subtle change in his posture, the warmth that colored his cheeks, and the palpable tension that strained against the fabric of his trousers. The air grew heavy with an unspoken energy, a delicate bond that shimmered gently in the void that separated them. Sarah felt a warmth spread across her cheeks as she sensed the hold she had over Lucas in this fleeting instant, a force that thrilled yet teetered on the edge of calamity. As the video unfolded, the enchantment of the dance intensified, the interplay of light and shadow embracing Sarah's skin, weaving a scene that mesmerized the senses. The woman on the screen radiated a captivating charm, each of her movements whispering the profound longing she harbored for the man who had once meant the world to her. Lucas shifted beside her, breath hitching, eyes locked onto the screen where Sarah's image danced, shedding layers, lost in the intoxicating thrill of being desired by someone who was not there. Oblivious to their exquisite vulnerability, she lay bare. Sarah felt the weight of the moment, fully conscious that she was sharing something deeply personal with a figure who represented both her past and the uncertain journey that lay before her. Offering Lucas a peek into her past with his father was a careful move, weaving their mutual grief with the potential for something complex and fresh blossoming between them. The video came to a close just as it began, filled with enchanting melodies, and the soft, melodic resonance of Sarah's laughter, a soft murmur that remained, a gentle imprint of a love once held dear, now intricately entwined in the tapestry of time. The screen dimmed, enveloping Sarah and Lucas in the gentle embrace of the apartment's shadows, where silence cocooned them, a tender contrast to the whirlwind of emotions sparked by the video. Lucas, his gaze locked onto the flickering shadows of the television screen, took a deep breath, yearning for a fleeting moment of tranquility amidst the swirling chaos. As he finally spoke, his voice wove together a tapestry of awe and deep yearning. Sarah, I find myself searching for the right words. Her beauty was enchanting, radiating an irresistible allure. My father saw in you a beauty that went beyond the surface, a radiance that captured the essence of who you are. I've never witnessed a dance so enchanting, each movement a soft murmur of desire. Sarah felt a gentle flush rise to her cheeks at his words, a tender blend of pride and a stirring desire that had long been dormant within her. Lucas's gaze awakened something profound within her, a concealed essence she had long buried since her husband's departure, too dangerous, too vivid to unveil to the world. Lucas turned to her, his gaze searching, yearning for a hint, a whisper that could unveil whether their journey lay on solid ground or treacherous terrain. I realize this might not be the most favorable thing to express, and I trust you can perceive my intentions clearly. Yet, I long to reveal the true nature of you, beyond the ephemeral vision that dances in my thoughts. To be in the presence of such captivating beauty, it captivates the senses. The room seemed to shrink around her, the walls closing in as Sarah took in his words. The air shimmered with an electric tension, thick with the promise of a bond that was as exhilarating as it was subtly taboo. She perceived that Lucas's plea, the yearning reflected in his gaze, suggested a threshold that, once crossed, would irrevocably change the course of their journey. For a brief moment, Sarah hesitated, suspended in the delicate balance between the heavy chains of expectation and the alluring pull of her deepest longings. A desire to be cherished, to relish the exhilarating sensation of being the center of someone else's most intimate, fervent desires. It was a soft murmur in the darkness, an irresistible lure that beckoned her toward a trail cloaked in enigma and peril. And then, with a resolute spirit that echoed from the very core of her being, Sarah embraced her journey. The night blossomed into a gentle ballet of hidden truths and soft exchanges, and she was resolute in her desire to cherish the delicate flame that flickered between them. She had always walked a fine line, but tonight, she would yield to the charm of the unforeseen. As she rose from the couch, her movements mirrored the grace of her on-screen counterpart. Sarah fixed her gaze on Lucas, eyes unwavering and resolute. "Text, please, Lucas. Look at me, truly see me just as I am." With that, she began to sway, her form moving gracefully to a melody that was hers alone. Each movement, each delicate curve, spoke of enchantment and a silent bond that hung in the atmosphere. As she moved gracefully, Sarah's hands danced along the hem of her black dress, fingers playfully coaxing the fabric until it fell away, cascading to the floor and unveiling a striking red lingerie set that was both daring and beautiful. Lucas stood frozen, his breath held tight as he gazed upon Sarah, the genuine Sarah, gliding effortlessly before him. The crimson lace murmured tales of her bold essence, a soft invitation crafted solely for him. The gentle dance of lace and satin murmured tales, outlining her figure with an elegance that was both sophisticated and alluring. The atmosphere buzzed with unvoiced sentiments, thick with the intoxicating scent of Sarah's perfume and the palpable yearning that hung in the air around them. As she swayed, Sarah welcomed a thrill long buried, a spark that danced only in the dim corners of her memory. When her late husband had been her one true admirer, she commanded her destiny, the thrill of Lucas's steadfast gaze igniting a yearning within her to explore the mysterious realm that lay between them. Lucas was captivated by the scene that revealed itself before him. Sarah's essence, her allure, her undeniable spark, was a realm of wonder that surpassed anything he had ever dared to dream. He watched, entranced, as she moved with a grace and confidence that rendered him utterly speechless. As the last notes lingered in the air, Sarah found herself before Lucas, her breathless form still buzzing from the dance, her skin aglow with an exhilarating warmth. In a fleeting glance, the barriers they had constructed to protect their hearts fell away, revealing the unvarnished essence of their bond. With a thrill that shimmered with the allure of the unknown, Sarah edged closer, her gaze entwined with Lucas's, a wordless vow suspended between them. His gaze captured a flicker of yearning, resonating with the unvoiced longing inside her that had swelled to an unbearable intensity. Gaze beyond, the air grew heavy, the space between their hearts narrowing until it disappeared completely. Once upon a time, in a world filled with wonder and intrigue, a moment that danced between the ephemeral and the everlasting. Their lips met gently, sparking a flame that murmured of hidden tales. As their lips met, it was a whisper of longing and hidden truths, a moment suspended in time that twirled at the fringes of their existence, relishing the enchanting force that beckoned them nearer. Even as the darkness hovered above, the kiss deepened, pulling Sarah into a whirlwind of emotion. The warmth emanating from Lucas, the tender sweetness of his kiss, the gentle urgency of his hands as they glided along her waist, her hips, following the soft curve of her form. They were irresistibly pulled towards one another, each yearning for the connection that could melt away the gap that separates the past from the possibilities ahead. Driven by a deep, unvoiced desire, their touch was a whisper of danger, a delicate dance that sparked a yearning deep within. Leaving, they were both breathless, yearning for what lingered just out of reach. In that brief moment, a spark was kindled, one that would eternally change the course of their destinies. As their kiss lingered in the air, Sarah gently pulled back, her eyes searching Lucas's for a trace of regret, a soft murmur of unspoken words, of recognition for the significance of their united experience. Yet, what met her gaze was merely the reflection of her own deep yearning, a desire to be seen, to be craved, to encounter affection in its most genuine essence. The silence that enveloped them whispered of their hidden truth, yet neither possessed the courage to. They hesitated, pulling away from the brink they had so eagerly sought. That choice hung in the air, a quiet power that pulsed in harmony with the soft rhythms of their hearts. Sarah's breath quickened, the intensity of Lucas's gaze sparking a thrilling tension within her. She stood before him, adorned in scarlet lace that accentuated her every curve, a subtle proclamation of the daring spirit that had flourished within her. Lucas, his eyes laden with unspoken longing, extended, he ventured out to gently outline the graceful contours of her hips, his fingers gliding over the delicate lace that adorned her figure. Their fingers brushed, igniting a thrill that made Sarah catch her breath. Her body leaned into his touch, a yearning that allowed no room for doubt. With a soft breath, she uttered his name, a cherished secret nestled deep within her heart. Lucas murmured, his voice a gentle whisper that awakened a hidden longing within her. Your beauty transcends my most fervent imaginings, a sight I never thought possible. His words carried a sincerity that melted away Sarah's doubts, while the vulnerability in his gaze pulled her nearer, leaving her breathless. She inched nearer, her fingers gliding over the firm warmth of his chest, with her gentle caress. The warmth of his heartbeat pulsed softly, a secret rhythm that echoed the quickening of her own heart. With an unexpected daring, Sarah traced the contours of Lucas's form. Her fingers, with a deft touch, he maneuvered the buttons of his shirt. Each unveiled inch of skin whispered secrets, sparking a yearning for a connection that soared beyond the mundane, awakening emotions she had never encountered before. As she gracefully slid the fabric of his shirt from. With a gentle tilt of her head, Sarah leaned in, her lips grazing the soft curve at the base of Lucas's throat. The essence of his skin, tinged with a hint of cologne, was captivating, sparking a deep desire for closeness that transcended the boundaries of their history. Lucas's hands gently caressed Sarah's face, his thumbs softly gliding along her cheekbones as she tilted her head back, sealing their connection with a kiss that spoke of both curiosity and the fervor of his growing feelings for her. It was a kiss that hung in the air, a fleeting brush of lips that whispered secrets, hinting at a connection both deep and dangerous. As they lost, immersed in the excitement of the now, they wove together in a gentle melody of exploration, each stroke, each murmur, drawing them further into the heart of their unvoiced longing. Sarah felt the warmth of Lucas's desire near her, a captivating reminder of the fragile. They moved gracefully between the expectations of propriety and the irresistible pull of their concealed desires. As Lucas brought Sarah nearer, their breaths intertwined in the electric stillness, his fingers gliding along the delicate curves hinted at unvoiced longings. The lace of her lingerie murmured against his skin, creating a tantalizing friction that intensified the silent tension enveloping them. With a graceful flow, with a grace that resonated from their earlier dance, Sarah discovered herself nestled on Lucas's lap, her form aligning with his in a manner that felt both familiar and thrillingly new. the gentle embrace of her, the essence wrapped around him, and just the thought of their union sparked a thrill that shimmered across her skin. Lucas's breath whispered against her neck, his gentle kisses weaving a delicate journey along her throat, each caress a breath of longing that hovered tantalizingly close, yet remained just beyond their grasp. Sarah's hands danced over the contours of his back, her fingers tracing the line of his spine, yielding to the silent attraction that lingered in the air between them. In the quiet of the apartment, where the only sound was the rhythm of their shared breaths, Sarah and Lucas found themselves at the precipice of a decision, a moment that hung delicately in the air, where memories danced with reality, and the horizon murmured secrets of what could be. Reveal. In the hushed interludes that lingered between them, an unspoken tension brewed, every toucher, with a graceful movement. They navigate the complexities of their situation, their desire for closeness reaching beyond the physical realm. A dance ascended to a gentle pinnacle, a tender weaving of their shapes, a serene melding of spirits that brought them to the edge of an encounter that was profoundly moving and eternally transformative. They moved together in a rhythm that seemed natural, each moment a quiet recognition of their connection and the silent fervor of their desire. As they stood at the peak of their secret connection, the outside world faded away, leaving only the electric tension that thrummed in the air, binding them in a moment where nothing else mattered, carried meaning. A shared moment was a silent testament to the chemistry that ignited between them, a quiet acknowledgement of the barriers they had bravely chosen to dismantle in pursuit of something deeper. The living room was steeped in a profound silence, a stillness that hung in the air, heavy with the weight of unvoiced truths that had subtly altered the atmosphere around them. Sarah and Lucas lounged on the couch, their bodies entwined, the air heavy with the echoes of their hidden bond. Their choices hung heavy around them, a quiet recognition of the limits they had bravely crossed. In the hushed embrace of the quiet apartment, Sarah's voice, a gentle murmur, wove through the stillness like a delicate thread. "What tale have we woven, Lucas?" she asked, her eyes searching his for a glimmer of understanding, a sign that he too was grappling with the burden of their hidden truth. Lucas turned to her, his eyes a mixture of yearning and unvoiced melancholy. "I'm not sure, Sarah," he murmured, his fingers gently caressing her cheek as he tucked a wayward strand of hair behind her ear. "Yet, I find it impossible to dismiss the notion that this connection is unlike any I have ever experienced. It's an exhilarating journey cloaked in trepidation." They recognized that what had just unfolded was a moment forever imprinted in their memories, impossible to ignore or erase. It was a subtle shift in the essence of their connection, crafted from cherished memories and silent comprehension, now tinged with the magnetic allure of a desire they hesitated to confront. "This is a matter we must not ignore, Lucas. The allure is unmistakable, the fervor all-consuming." Sarah spoke with a resolute tone, as though the very act of expressing her thoughts bestowed upon them a significance she could no longer overlook. "Yet, we must navigate with caution, mindful of the shadows our decisions create, affecting not just ourselves but all those woven into this intricate tapestry." Lucas nodded, his gaze laden with unspoken truths, a silent narrative unfolding in the depths of his eyes. "Truly, it is our responsibility to pay tribute to both ourselves and the cherished memory of my father, embracing this with the highest level of care and consideration. We should not let our emotions steer our decisions." The conversation that followed was filled with an unforeseen openness, a unique instance of honesty shared between them. They spoke softly of their shadows and their dreams, their uncertainties, and their longings. In hushed tones, they spoke of the repercussions that danced in the darkness, the fragile equilibrium of their realms, and the silent burden it could impose on the paths that lay ahead. In the midst of their serious exchange, an electric thrill hung in the air, a quiet acknowledgement of the undeniable connection that had sparked between them. It was a captivating force, a magnetic allure that grew stronger with each passing moment. As the night deepened, Sarah and Lucas found themselves at a crossroads. A moment heavy with unvoiced implications and a sense of gravity that lingered in the air. They would traverse the charged connection, pull them close, moving carefully to protect themselves from watchful gazes and murmured uncertainties. Their living room, once merely a stage for the mundane, blossomed into a secret sanctuary where their unvoiced desires could gently thrive. It transformed into a canvas for the evening, where Sarah's performances transcended simple recollections, blossoming into vibrant moments that deepened the bond forged from their hidden desires. As dusk descended and the outside world dimmed, Sarah donned the crimson lace that murmured of their clandestine meetings, a quiet vow of the adventures that awaited. With a dancer's grace and a heart ablaze, she moved to the rhythm of an unseen melody, her figure a vibrant manifestation of the charm and fervor that had captivated Lucas from the very beginning.